All right, so are you ready to dive into something kind of creepy today?
Always up for a good scare,
Right.
especially when it involves like the power of the mind.
Right. That's what's so fascinating about this story, Echoes in the Dark.
Okay, yeah, I know that one.
It's a fictional piece,
Yeah.
but it really makes you think, about the things we try to bury deep down.
Ooh, yeah, the stuff that comes back to haunt us, literally.
Exactly. And the setup is classic haunted house. We've got this group, Sarah, she's like a paranormal investigator.
Okay, yeah,
And there's Tom, the total skeptic.
gotta have one of those.
Elena is a journalist. Lily's the thrill seeker. Always gonna have one of those too.
And what brings them all together?
Oh, and Marcus, he's a local historian.
Right, right.
Anyway, they all end up at this abandoned research facility called Braxton.
Braxton? I feel like I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's got a super shady past, like Cold War shady.
Ooh, now that's spooky Cold War experiments. You never know what they were up to.
Seriously, and Marcus like fills us in on the history.
What kind of stuff?
He says Braxton was running all these secret government programs, experiments focused on fear, sleep deprivation, even sensory isolation.
Oh, wow, like the M culture stuff. I mean, not that we're saying that's what it is, but
But yeah, it's like they were trying to create the perfect haunted house recipe even without the ghosts.
right. Like prime real estate for some serious paranormal activity.
Yeah.
Even just thinking about those experiments, it's
It's intense, right? And it makes you think about like the lasting impact on the people involved.
oh, absolutely. Like, what scars do they carry?
And that idea, those lingering scars, that's at the heart of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like right from the beginning, Sarah, the paranormal investigator, she's like apprehensive about Braxton.
Interesting.
It's almost like she senses something deeper, something beyond just a typical ghost hunt.
Like it's personal for her somehow.
Exactly. And then you've got Lily, who is all about the thrills. Like maybe she's trying to outrun something, her own demons or something.
Oh, I like that.
It's like each character is bringing their own baggage to this haunted house.
Makes it so much creepier.
Right. And then there's the facility itself, run down, eerie, and covered in this unsettling graffiti.
Oh, God. Graffiti in abandoned places always freaks me out.
It's like a warning from the past, Like, turn back now.
So do they listen to the warning?
Of course not. They head straight for the basement.
Like moths to a very creepy flame.
Haha, exactly. And that's when things start to get really interesting.
What happens?
It starts subtly, like the atmosphere gets heavy, the darkness closes in, and they start hearing these strange noises.
Classic haunted house stuff. But I bet it's more than that.
It is. It's not just random creaks and groans. It's like the building itself is listening to them, reacting to them.
Okay, that's creepy.
Right. Tom the skeptic tries to brush it off as the building settling, old pipes and all that.
But even he can't deny the creepy vibes.
Nope. Even he is getting uneasy. But then comes the turning point. They hear a voice whispering Sarah's name.
Whoa. Okay, that's next level.
That's when it goes from spooky to straight up disturbing. This isn't just some random ghost, it knows them, it's targeting them. Like it's personal.
Very personal. And it's not just Sarah. As they go deeper into the basement, the whispers get louder and they all start hearing things.
Things that are specific to them. Like their fears.
Exactly. Fragments of conversations, snippets of memories,
Yeah.
things that tap into their individual fears.
Oh, wow. Like the facility is reading their minds and then using that against them.
Yeah, it's really messing with the lines between what's real and what's in their heads.
That's some seriously disturbing psychological horror.
And it gets even worse. Elena, the journalist, she has this terrifying vision of her father, who's dead, by the way.
Oh, no.
She sees him so vividly shouting at her, and it's so real, she feels like he's actually there.
Oh, God, that's heartbreaking.
Right. And it shakes her to her core. Even Tom the skeptic starts to wonder what's going on.
Yeah, at that point, how can you not?
It's like the facility is feeding off their personal traumas. You know? It's not just about scaring them, it's about using their pasts against them.
It's a reminder that sometimes the things we try to bury are the most terrifying. So true. And just when you think it can't get any worse, they find a locked door with music coming from the other side.
Okay, now I'm on the edge of my seat.
Lily, being Lily, just throws the door open without a second thought.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
Gotta get that thrill.
And they step into this huge echoing chamber with an old record player playing this haunting melody.
I can practically hear it.
And as they enter, the door slams shut behind them, locking them inside.
Oh no, they're trapped.
Trapped with the whispers that come back even louder, now clearer, calling out each of their names over and over.
Like sensory overload designed to break them down.
It is. It's pure psychological torture. Even Tom is freaking out at this point. But then as suddenly as it started, the noise stops. The music cuts out, the lights flicker back on, and there's this heavy silence.
Even creepier than the noise.
Right, like the facility is catching its breath, watching them, waiting to see what they'll do next.
This is intense.
And then just as they're trying to process what just happened, they see it. The word remember scrawled on the wall in what looks like blood.
Chills. Literally chills.
It's more than just a message. It's like a command, a warning, maybe even a promise of what's to come.
Okay, so we've got this group trapped in this terrifying facility. Their minds already starting to unravel.
Then they're being bombarded with these personalized triggers designed to dredge up their deepest fears.
And just as they're trying to figure out what's going on, they stumble upon another room.
This one filled with hundreds of photographs, all old and faded.
Photographs? What kind?
Faces, mostly, all contorted in fear and pain. And something about this room hits Marcus the historian hard.
I don't know why. What does he see?
That's where we'll pick up in part 2 of our deep dive into Echoes in the Dark. Stay tuned.